Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Diane Mosco Foundation Shootout here on Bob Long Sports and live from Archbishop Wood. This is Game 5 of 6, and if you're joining us expecting this game to go live at 6, really sorry about that. This has gotten delayed over the course of the day, and we expect first tip a little bit before 6:40. Bob Long here, along with Bruce Badgley and Dan Green, will be with us shortly. So thrilled you could be all with us today. We're going to send this to a commercial break, and we'll be on to preview the starters and this contest shortly. Stay with
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgages dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with 0 out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches.
He's gone!
The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions, the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. Create unforgettable moments that fans won't want to miss. Keep the food and drinks flowing with watch parties that will bring customers in the door and expand dwell time. And watch as these visitors turn into loyal customers with exclusive content relationships with the nation's largest sports and entertainment providers. In over 10,000 bars, restaurants, and cinemas across America, and customizable packages for every type of venue. Make your business the place for the next must-see event. Because if fans can't make it to the stadium or arena, your venue is the next best place.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage. Dedicated to getting it done.
My name is William Ryan, and I'm attending Boston College next year. LaSalle obviously academically is so strong, and that prepares me for college, prepares
What's going on, folks? It is time for Game 5 of 6. Central York against Father Judge. It's a rematch of a game that was won on a buzzer beater by Father Judge last year. And as I did before, I'm going to hand off my play-by-play duties to my partner, Bruce Badgley. Bruce.
I'll tell you, thank you, Bob. And gosh, we called this game last year. I called it along with myself and Bob is Dan Green. And Dan, I'll tell you, this is going to be a lot of fun. Have you done any games at the Mosco before?
No, this is my first tournament. I'm very excited. I mean, the energy in the building. I watched the last bit of the last game over there in that corner, kind of behind everybody else, and you know, you could feel the energy, and I'm really excited to be a part of this tournament.
And not his first time doing Catholic League hoops, though.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm just saying here at the Mosco, it's really something special, and you know, that's the best part. That's why all these teams come here, is for the competition. It's a great way that each team is going to test themselves going into the regular season. But for Central York today, the big story is the fact that two starters, Ben Natal and Ben Rill, are out due to injury. That's 35 points out of Jeff Hoke's starting lineup, Bob.
You're absolutely right. The nicest dressed head coach in District 3, by the way, is back for another year with a really talented team. Real and Geidinger really were impressive to me last year. Natal also a great player, like you said. But it's going to be a lot on Geidinger here today, and Father Judge has some really talented guys as well. A lot of guards, but it's going to be Anthony Lilly, I think, that is going to be the guy that's tasked with guarding Geidinger, and that's going to be a challenge for him. So both teams have unequivocally gotten better last year. We'll talk about that as the game goes on. But maybe the odds-on favorite might be this Central York team with all their expectations this year.
Yeah, expectations galore. And, you know, when we saw them here last year, we thought that they were a District 3 contender. Unfortunately, they fell short. So they've really spent this whole offseason kind of focusing that they need to move beyond where they ended last season. And sometimes that's a pretty heavy burden, Dan, when you come into a season, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's in certain programs, it's all about just building from the last season, and although I've never seen either of these two teams play before, more specifically Central York, you know, they played great last year and, you know, made it very far. So they're looking to build on that as a program going forward. It's an exciting time.
Well, the one positive, you know, when I was speaking to Coach Jeff Hoke before the game, I said, well, Coach, that's how you build depth. And he just kind of chuckled at me. He said, well, I guess you could call it that. But, but that's true. I mean, you know, both of these coaches here are trying to build depth for the long term. So I would expect that we're going to see, especially with Coach Hoke, I think that he's probably going to go deep into the bench with those two starters out just to see what he's got there. Bob,
Sure.
What do you think?
Yep, I think so. I think so. It's about time to get this thing underway. Father Judge is out there on the floor. And Central York, let's see what this vaunted team can do. The resume is already stacking up, Dan. They beat Coatesville and they've beaten Reading. Those are two teams that are going to look to play a big factor in their respective districts and classifications. So a strong representative out of District 3, the 6A classification, and this would be another notch on the belt.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to have these beginning of the season wins.
Sakanic, and that was Anthony Lilly jumping center for Judge, and we're off.
Talented backcourt for Father Judge here this year. Kavar Kennedy, who hit the game winner, he's back in action.
Kennedy kicks it out there to Morton Rivera. That quickly Central York. Let's see how they do. Quickly, that's Geidinger. Wow, to the guy you had your eye on, Bob. Knocks down the first jumper.
Well, I wish I could take credit for that or say that I'm uncovering some stone. There's been a lot of talk about Geidinger, how talented he is, and he starts it off with a bang.
Drive into the lane. And that's Kennedy again.
It's a great finish in traffic from Kavar Kennedy. Good defense by Central York. Just a better finish.
Nice move to the hoop there. That was Doug Lair. He's a freshman in there. Geidinger to Lair and back to Geidinger, but off him out of bounds.
Yeah, tough little transition there. Not a lot of spacing, and they came away with the turnover there.
So two sophomores and a freshman in the starting lineup today for Central York. Oh, nice feed inside there. That's Morton Rivera, no good. And off. Looks like Judge will retain possession.
Yeah, Derek Morton Rivera is a guy who came in as a freshman last year, had a quick trigger, unafraid to let it go. This year, I think, will be a little bit more of a part of the offense, and Chris Rowntree very excited with what Morton Rivera is going to do for this club. Has length, has size, has the bloodlines. He's going to be a big-time Catholic League guard before it's all said and done.
You can see the confidence in the way that he handles the ball inside there. That's Lilly. No good.
It's a good move there, Dan, though. Didn't bring the ball down to the little guys. That's one he's going to want back, though, in terms of finishing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always important to teach your bigs to keep the ball high and finish high as well.
And a
really
good
nice
move to the hoop there by Geidinger on the inside. Mr. Inside and outside for the Central York team.
Well, he's got all five. Shows he can hit the three, and that's a great move with his back to the basket.
Morton Rivera again off the mark. That's Ryan Brown with the ball. Geidinger again thinks going to handle it a lot today, Bob.
He can do it all.
Nice move there, but no good again by Brown.
Very clearly a right-handed dribbler. It asks a lot to kind of hit that offhand floater there in transition.
Morton Rivera keeps firing.
It's a good play by Lilly, though, I think, Dan.
Yeah, he's active down low so far. It's good to see. You know, sometimes in these games with a lot of energy, you know, a big crowd, it's important to really just get your hands dirty and sometimes just make your mark physically on the game in the beginning before the jitters kind of come out.
Been impressed with the energy level of both of these teams so far. Nazir Tyler, and he draws the foul. Nice move there.
Go ahead, Dan. Yeah.
I was just gonna say it's always nice to see an attempt to draw a charge in these games. I'm being half kidding, but it's good. It's good to see. You don't always see guys stepping in there and taking these charges. So I like seeing that, even though we didn't get away with it.
Absolutely.
You know, we've got freshmen starting on both sides today. Tyler, a freshman, and Doug Lair, a freshman for Central York. Lair coming out in favor of number 10 there. That's Ryan Jackson, a sophomore. So a lot of underclassmen out on the floor today, Bob.
Tyler is a guy that I've heard about from 3 coaches and 2 media members coming into this year. High expectations for this young man coming into the Catholic League, and by all accounts, Father Judge got a really good one. I think a lot of teams would have been interested in this young man playing for them. Chris Rowntree going to coach a talented youngster in Tyler.
Geidinger gets the ball stolen, but looks like Morton Rivera with the foul.
I'm just going to continue that point because Morton Rivera is the one that committed that foul, but he's now a sophomore. We were talking about him last year the way we're talking about Tyler, and I think he's going to take more and more steps forward. I'm bullish on this Father Judge team in the Philadelphia Catholic League.
Geidinger, nice little mid-range off the inbounds.
Bullish on him too.
Yeah, you can already see how easily he gets
so
his buckets.
Polished.
You know, he's not doing anything crazy. He's using his footwork and he's using his body to get position.
It just kind of flows out there.
Yeah.
So no good. And quickly, here's
Geidinger.
Pull up 3. No good, but he's fouled. Foul's going to be on Nazir Tyler. You know, Tyler just doesn't have the body of a freshman. That guy physically, you know, he's put together.
Yeah.
It's a freshman play there too.
Yeah, for sure. I think right now the key is Central York is getting out in transition, and Father Judge is not really doing a great job of calling out their man. I wouldn't say that's an open 3 right there, but it was the second 3-point shot for their Central York's best player in transition, and it's like at some point that's going to have to stop.
Completely agree.
And it's pretty easy to pick him out. I mean, it's not like he isn't clearly the one that everybody's going to have attention to all day long on both sides. Geidinger knocks that one down quickly. 10-3 for the Panthers. And
Any thoughts on who the scorers are for Central York, by the way?
Oh, nice steal there. That's Byron Pinckney in the game. A junior comes in, makes an immediate effect.
My point there, Bruce, was that Geidinger has all 10 for Central York. The timeout on the floor with 4:49 to play.
He comes off smiling, like he's having fun out there. You have to like that. He's out here enjoying himself. Hey, man, let's do this.
I didn't expect that facial expression from Geidinger.
He was coming out here. He was laughing. He came off laughing.
It's like he's at a theme park.
Exactly.
Or
like, hey, I got this. Literally, you know, that's confidence.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see.
And you know, what's even better is the fact that our broadcast position is one to where we can really see the facial expressions. We can hear the coaches.
This is probably one of the better seats I've had, as I haven't had good luck when I do show up. You know, standing behind pillars and all sorts of different things. But,
oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
It is. It's great to see you again, Dan. God, we did the Muhlenberg-Reading game, I believe, last year, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you did it also the year before that, Dan.
Right? Yeah, 2 years running. Yeah.
So up and in there, that's...
So what are you saying about Muhlenberg? Something about their broadcast?
The third string broadcaster doesn't always get the best seat in the house.
Well, it's tough at Muhlenberg because you're generally in amongst the fans. So.
Yep.
So Morton Rivera now really going to the basket, and boy, doesn't have any luck. Geidinger with the block initially, and now a jump ball.
It's a really good call by that official there. Going up, got blocked, and came down with the basketball. This is the first drive right here. And then the second one, it's Geidinger, all ball.
Sophomore Ryan Jackson over to Geidinger. Jumper, no good. Kind of forced that one. But he's going to have to be the man on offense today. And into the game there, number 25, Everett Barnes.
That's right,
the big man.
6'10", Bruce.
I think they're going to try and cut down. Maybe look at how they're getting his length outside there. Maybe that's what they're going to try and counteract Geidinger outside is by throwing, Everett Barnes maybe on the perimeter.
Have not seen Barnes in person. I've heard a lot about him.
And there's one good by, you just keep firing him, it's going to drop, and that time it did for Morton Rivera.
That's what we call a volume shooter, Dan.
Yeah.
He's unabashed.
We called it a gunner in my day. And a nice rebound inside again by Pinckney, but he couldn't get it in. Ryan Brown, no good. And still Central York ruling the boards.
Yeah,
how are they doing that?
Either these are just loose balls, and you see Father Judge just ball watching, not boxing out. And there you go. That's what happens.
So Brooklyn Nace, a sophomore.
I want to go back to earlier in that play because the ball got up on the rim and Everett Barnes hit the backboard and the ball didn't drop. And I didn't see much of a reaction from the Central York bench. It's a pretty well-educated bench. At the high school level, right, maybe at a higher level that might be called basket interference. High school rule book says that there is no basket interference for hitting the backboard like that and impacts the basketball, whether it goes in or not. The only way you can make a call on that, and we talked about it earlier in the contest, is if it was deemed intentional and it could be called a technical foul. So just by the nature of the rule book, something to address earlier on that play.
So if he hits the backboard?
If he hits the backboard in an attempt to block the shot and it rattles.
Oh, like a slap or something.
That's right. And if the officials were to say, well, maybe that ball would have gone in, but the backboard was rattling due to the hitting of the glass by the shot blocker, then that is not open to being called a basket interference call. The only thing you could say is a guy on a last-ditch effort is intentionally trying to slam the backboard, and you can call a technical foul. That's the only tool in the toolbox for the officials. High school-specific rule.
So had an inbounds foul hold call on Central York, Byron Pinckney, and now Judge bringing it up. That's Kennedy. Oh, good move to the basket there by Rocco Westfield.
More young talent, a sophomore for Father Judge.
A lot of pressure on Geidinger. How did he get to the basket? Just backed his way in.
Taking advantage of mismatches right there. He uses his body so well, and it makes it so he can play it on the perimeter against guards that want to reach. And
up and in! Beautiful play by Laquan Bird.
Bird's another one of those volume shooters that we saw last year for Father Judge. Off-ball movement, though. That's a back cut on an aggressive perimeter defense, man-to-man, by Central York. Really nice.
Bird misses the free throw. I'll tell you what, both teams are substituting rather liberally. Geidinger stop, pop, good. Wow.
He's just opening up the toolbox today. Wow. I think he scored in 5 or 6 different ways already.
Around the horn, there's Bird again to the basket and in! Laquan Bird taking charge for Judge.
It's starting to become a problem for Central York. Father Judge is being able to get to the basket at will.
Up, no good. Nice board there by Barnes. Fast break. The Euro, no good. Look at that board there. That was Sakanic just ripping it down. And a three. Wow. Brooklyn Nace.
It's a big swing there, Dan.
Yeah.
I think the only name I've repeated so far has been Geidinger, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's nice to see someone else get on the box score.
Sakanik aboard there underneath. And the Panthers now. Coach Hope calling a play for him. Right to the basket. That's number 11, Doug Lair. He's a freshman. And a timeout. Wow, we can catch our breath.
A lot of contact there on that shot. A little surprised not to see a foul called, and then Everett Barnes had two hands on it, couldn't quite control it.
Yeah.
You have a sophomore at 6'10", Dan. I think, getting those kind of the motor skills and the ball skills, that'll be the next step for him. The body type is there, and a lot of schools are going to be interested in that young man.
And I think he's being coached pretty well based on what I've seen so far, just how he kind of fights for position. He hasn't gotten the ball down low too much, but it's really hard to teach big guys to want the ball. You have to demand the ball, get your positioning early, and demand the ball. And I've already seen it a couple of times where he, sets up shop down low, might not get the ball, but at some point it's all going to come together, and you're going to be the guy. And that getting early position, whether it's like rim running early in a transition or just within the offense, it's very important.
Perfect.
All right. Sorry.
And you have to prove that you deserve the ball, too. I mean, that's part of it. You'll get the ball if, you deserve the ball, too. So we'll see what he can do. But he's fun to watch, that's for sure. So here's Ryan Brown. That's over to Geidinger, and he got fouled.
Wiley, little kick out with that leg.
Mike Browning picked up the foul.
Get another look at this one here, Dan. Tell me what you see.
Just late.
Yeah, I don't know. That one might go either way. I do see what you're talking about with the leg kicking out. I don't know if that's a thing high school referees are cracking down on, or that.
You can be the judge at home.
Tough call.
And you know what he's going to make you pay on every one of these, just about. Dynamite at the line. So skilled.
And, hey, he was open, too. He was, they set this double staggered screen right out of the inbounds play. It's a really good play. I don't think the Crusaders have really figured that out yet.
And now here are the Panthers with some press. Sakanik guarding number 11 there. Denzel Dunbar is in the game. Excuse me, I'm sorry, that was number 12. Oh, and a block. Sakanik called for the block. That was a nice move drive there by Kavar Kennedy.
Whew, man, tough to see that off arm extended like that and see that go against the defense.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to push him out of the way.
Try. He was successful.
Yeah.
So Kavar Kennedy.
A long discussion, by the way, with the head coach of Central York in front of us here. And I think the case has been made.
All right, back in the game, that's number 22, Byron Pinckney, and then also number 2, Brooklyn Nace for Central York. So, like I said, both of these coaches being pretty liberal with the substitutions so far.
Yeah, it's an early season tournament. You can see what you have. Maybe you uncover a diamond,
well, chemistry,
on the end of your bench.
Who works well with who? I mean, that's part of what this process is.
For sure.
High scoring first quarter for Central York. I think 24 is the highest quarter total that we've seen here today from Newman Goretti in the first quarter against Springford.
Oh.
Step back, but a nice rebound, and a similarly good rebound there by Mashinsky. That's Westfield. Mike Browning. Bird now. Oh, good move to the basket there by number 12, Max Mashinsky. Good give and go.
Yeah, I'll tell you, they play really high up in those passing lanes, right in the gap, and that is going to be open for the foreseeable future, I would say, for Father Judge, just to do a simple back cut. It will be open.
Little height mismatch there. Stolen away. That's Mashinsky again going to the basket. He doesn't get there, and no foul. So that ends the quarter, Bob, 22-17. Very entertaining.
I think so, and I think if he doesn't start losing this basketball right there, and you kind of saw it as it went out of picture, he might have actually gotten that foul call, but losing the ball on the way up, it's a great no call. It's a 5-point game, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I don't think Father Judge is going anywhere. I don't think Central York is going anywhere. I see this as a tight one for the duration. Just they're completely different styles, but they're both getting it done offensively, and they're both going on these tiny little runs, run here, run there. Dan, I think we're in for a classic. Yeah, absolutely. I think the pace of this game is maybe something to look at going forward, where, you know, it's an early season tournament. Does everyone have all their legs? Are they conditioned? That's where, you know, the third, fourth quarter you start getting tired. This frenetic pace, offensive pace, you know, are the shots are going to go up? Are they going to be short? Who's going to have enough gas in the tank to, like, really finish this game out? Because I agree. I think it's going to be a close one all the way through.
I'm just interested to see, like, who each coach is going to settle on, you know, putting out there. I mean, you know, eventually he's going to have to settle on, you know, 5 or 6 guys that he's going to go with in these games. Sure. I think that each coach has played at least 10 guys so far in the first quarter. I mean, that's a lot.
I don't know, man. Tell Kyle, Neptune, and Villanova that. They just keep running out different combinations. We're almost to New Year's at this point.
So on to the second quarter. It's number 5, Kavere Kennedy. Laquan Bird right to the basket and in.
That's some good high ball screen action there from Father Judge to give Bird a good look.
And that was just a quick shot. And lost out of bounds. Looks like it will be back to Father Judge. Maybe want to, like, pass the ball just a little bit more rather than a tough 3 like that.
Yeah, well, and Father Judge was trying to get out on the break, and they nearly had Kavere Kennedy sprung, but for a good deflection by Central York.
Good defense, cutting down those passing lanes by Central York. That's Kennedy. Judge comes up with the garbage. Yep. Open in the corner, Morton Rivera.
That's such a good look from Laquan Bird. I'm up here pointing to him over there. Good from Morton Rivera. Flash to the spot. Good assist from Bird, and we're tied.
We're on the perimeter there. That's Layer. Looking for something. Boy, that Judge defense really sagging back, almost playing a box and one on Geidinger.
And why not? I mean, it doesn't look like a box and one, but I wouldn't blame them for going into something like that.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. Anyway, there's Geidinger now. Gets it at the high post, going to the basket. Wow, how did he get that out of there? Doug Layer now setting it up. Showing some patience here on the Panthers. Geidinger's got it. They're spreading him out.
Well, there's no shot clock, so you can just continue passing the ball around. That's
nice little mid-range there. It was a good shot selection. Geidinger, throws it away. Doug Layer had a good look at it, couldn't drop it down. Now Judge, at a tie game at 22, looks for the lead. And again, wholesale substitutions here. So that's Kavere Kennedy surveying the defense. Kennedy seems to be running the show out there. That's Anthony Lilly with the screen. Morton Rivera getting hot. Got a stroke, Bob.
And it's another one where you drive to kick. Get your foot in the lane, kick it out wide to a volume shooter.
I really liked that play. That was a really nice play by Kavir Kennedy. Just keeping the ball, on a string. He kept his pivot. He drove the lane, and he was surveying the scene, waiting for one of the shooters to open up, and they get a wide open three.
And Dan, to that point, I think Central York in this timeout, obviously they're going to look to run something offensively, but they got to find a way to guard Derek Morton Rivera better.
Yeah, because I actually think Father Judge has, in this kind of token zone, I don't know what you would call it, to shut down Greg Geidinger. They've kind of figured it out, and I want to see what types of adaptations both teams are going to make going forward here. It seems like it's becoming a little bit of a chess match.
Well, whatever Judge has been doing on defense, Geidinger is definitely not touching the ball like he did in quarter number one.
Yeah, exactly. So it's up to these guards now to figure out how to survey through and try to penetrate and get open shots. Can't just come from one guy.
To your point, Bruce, in the open too, that's where Ben Natal and Ben Rill not being in the game, those were your 2 and 3 options behind Geidinger.
Exactly right. Those are the trifecta of guys that made each other better, and that shot not good. Quickly up. Oh, and what was Geidinger with a block? And it's looked like that was off number 21, Anthony Lilly, and Central York will get the basketball. Boy, quite the action underneath the basket there. Doug Lair now. And a moving screen and an attempt to free up Geidinger. Looked like that was number 14 with the foul. JoJo Woodard in the game.
Yeah,
he comes out.
Just kind of little kick out on the backside there, Dan. Good call, point of emphasis at all levels of basketball, except for the NBA.
Except for the NBA. Although I would say a little bit more, you don't watch the NBA, Bob. I've been watching.
Yeah,
they are
because
cracking down a little bit.
You know why? Because I don't call moving screens.
Morton Rivera, no good. Oh, and it kicks away. Somebody pick it up there for Central York, and they do. Quickly, that's Ryan Brown, no good. Scrum on the floor, we can't see. Not sure who's got possession here.
I think it's a held ball situation. And going to the scorer's table to confirm. Central York has possession. That is really good to know, Dan. So they're calling moving screens in the NBA.
A little bit. I wouldn't say probably to your liking.
Right. So if I turn on a game, I still won't be happy.
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's an entertainment.
That's right. That's the best point. You're absolutely right.
Byron Pickney now. Looking for anything. Firing himself. No good. Kennedy with the rebound. Look at him take it up the court. And misses it, but great rebound, or attempt at a rebound. Ryan Brown to Geidinger. No good. He's gone cold here this quarter.
And here they go
Morton
again.
Rivera. Oh, and what a defensive play by Geidinger, knocking it away.
That's a great defensive play. I do have an issue with the folks in the third row. You got to have better hands. Come on now. Let's catch that basketball. But let's look at that again. Wow. Geidinger, what a job without fouling. And then, come on, man.
Catch that basketball.
We're 5 games in. We're having fun.
And he stepped on the line, Laquan Bird, trying to get to the basket, trying to get that little extra edge.
Dan, I think we're going to look back at this stage of the game. Father Judge on a run. They've been able to shut down Central York. They're going to make an adjustment. And the last few possessions, 3 of them, in fact, have been 2 missed layups. That last drive where Geidinger got the hand in there and then stepping on the end line or the sideline to turn it over. We're going to look back at this and think, man, Judge should have been up 10
Yeah, absolutely. I think right now they have a lot of momentum. I mean, those are the shots that you want if you're Father Judge. He's not getting anything that he did in the beginning of the game.
And call that Rocco Westfield called for the carry. You know, the one thing that I've been surprised of, considering the young lineup that Central York is throwing out there, why Father Judge maybe hasn't put more backcourt pressure, put a little bit of pressure on these young players.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the coach is already getting on his guards enough from Central York because they look a little bit lost, and there goes another pass kind of to nowhere.
Quickly around the horn. That's number 2, Brooklyn Nace. Sakanik around the horn. That's number 22, Pinckney. Looking for an opening. Look at him go to the basket, but the follow, nice by Ryan Jackson.
Yeah, everybody abandoned the far side block there. Went for the block of the shot and led to the easy putback on the offensive glass. Good anticipation.
Oh, what is that, Pinckney? Let's see, showtime. Yes! Byron Pinckney showtime. Pinckney, a junior. It's Central York coming at them. And now up 26-25, and they got the ball back.
And that's 2 thus far.
Yeah.
1 being called correctly.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point.
Yeah. And I don't think Pinckney started this game.
He did not.
Yeah. He's played a really good game so far. I feel like he's really bringing a lot of energy on both sides of the floor. He's one of the few guys besides Goodinger that's actually attacking the basket, which is good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see that one. Sakanik with the moving screen.
I think that's a half-hearted disagreement there. Actually, not even. Yeah, the head coach is having a discussion with his young man there, and you just can't continue to move like that. For Father Judge, great on Kavar Kennedy for working through that screen and putting that player in that position. Nicely done.
So Kavar Kennedy directing traffic here for Father Judge. Up top there is Barnes. He's going to the basket, and he misses it.
Look at him down there, fighting for that position.
But that's what you talked about. You know, he willed the ball to him that time, but he got into good position to be able to take it. See how he's got him on his hip? Good spin move. Just maybe brought the ball down too much. I think he's got to keep that ball up high. Nobody's going to get it.
You nailed it, Bruce. That's the one critique there. As we get one more look here. Just brought the ball down first, but so strong with the ball in his hands, he's able to get it up and over the rim anyway.
Yeah, and those are things a year or 2 down the line
he's still learning the game.
Where he's drop stepping and probably slamming that one down.
And he got both free throws. Puts Judge up by a point here as we close out the first half. Nice move there. And a travel called on Doug Lair. So Judge now, minute 24, up a point.
Chris Rowntree talked about this team. We had a chance to chat with him this week. And
he's only got 2 starters in the lineup right now, Judge.
That's a good call by the official there. Ball's already in play, not going to allow for that last substitution. Oh, and a giveaway.
Geidinger, so going to take it himself. What a move and no foul.
Should've been a foul, too.
My, oh my. Puts the Panthers back up as we close in on a minute remaining here in the first half. Kennedy, look at that.
And under control the entire way to avoid Geidinger. Calm finish.
I think the Central York team really starting to settle in. These guys are getting comfortable out there.
I think for this team, and again, we don't have Natal or Rill, in the lineup. What a job by Kennedy.
They're quickly leading the break. Pickney trying to stop the ball. Finally, they call a foul. Bob almost jumped over our table.
Oh, I think he's just he's trying to give a foul there.
Yeah.
At least he acted as such by putting two hands on him.
And yeah, he called the third foul.
I mean, I don't know.
No, I love it.
Anyway, point I was going to say.
We need a booth cam like inserted, and just so that everybody can see the reactions of us on this game. Kennedy.
Nah, it's
Excuse
Bird.
me, that Bird. Well, they look so much alike. They really do.
Well, they have great games. Both of them can get to the rim at will, out of that guard position, provide a little bit of length out there. Two guards are going to be tough to contend with in the Catholic League this year.
And a long three by Ryan Brown. Wow. Tied at 31, gangs. Oh, Kennedy, what a spin to the basket. You're kidding me. You are kidding me.
Both of those guys.
Wow. Great basketball. Watch this spin up and the floater. Oh, my.
I'm telling you guys, it's going to the wire. You can just tell by the way these two teams play. They don't play anything like each other, but it's a game of runs, and I'm telling you, this thing is going to the very end. You're not going to want to go anywhere. A team that is going to surprise people in the Philadelphia Catholic League, Father Judge, and the presumptive favorite in District 3, Central York. Where else would you rather be than right here at the Mosco Foundation Shootout, live on Bob Long Sports? Stay with us, folks. Less than 10 minutes. We'll be playing again here in the third quarter.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following three characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with three great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest. Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches.
He scored!
The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions, the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. Create unforgettable moments that fans won't want to miss. Keep the food and drinks flowing with watch parties that will bring customers in the door and expand dwell time. And watch as these visitors turn into loyal customers with exclusive content relationships with the nation's largest sports and entertainment providers. In over 10,000 bars, restaurants, and cinemas across America, and customizable packages for every type of venue. Make your business the place for the next must-see event. Because if fans can't make it to the stadium or arena, your venue is the next best place.
What does this win mean? Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage. Dedicated to getting it done.
My name is William Ryan, and I'm attending Boston College next year. LaSalle obviously academically is so strong, and that prepares me for college, prepares me for the next 4 years at Boston College. But furthermore, I think the community here at LaSalle and the experiences that they provide will allow me to thrive at Boston College next year. The college counseling office here at LaSalle prepared me for the college application process through just one-on-one interviews with my college counselor, and also just having the door open here, and whenever I had any questions, there were so many resources for me to use and for me to be able to fill out the application to the best of my ability. Obviously we have the Choose Your Path motto, but I like to say it's more of a Blaze Your Path motto. On the basketball team, LaSalle gave me an awesome opportunity to help the team in ways that I wouldn't have expected otherwise by putting together scouting reports and stuff like that. And that's what LaSalle offers. It offers every kid to kind of take the initiative and go forth and do what they want, but do it in an individualistic way.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise.
All right, welcome back here as we come back 33-31 in favor of Central York. 33-31 in favor of Father Judge over Central York. My name's Bruce Badgley, along with Dan Green and my buddy Bob Long. And I'll tell you what, we were just kind of marveling at the basketball played in the first half. And, if the fans didn't enjoy the first half of that game, I just don't know what basketball game, they're watching, because it was so entertaining. So many players contributed for both teams, Bob.
Well, the good news is I haven't really heard anybody clamoring that they didn't enjoy it. So, and I think we're going to enjoy the second half as well. Two teams that play a lot differently. Greg Geidinger is very clearly, in my mind, the key for Central York. Dan, I'm interested in your thoughts on that as well, in terms of what he does and how Father Judge chooses to defend him, but also what that coaching staff is going to draw up to procure those opportunities for him offensively.
Yeah, I mean, I think to your point, I'm actually more interested not to see what he does, but actually what these guards are going to do, because right now they're playing a little erratic. They're still attacking somewhat the basket, which is important, but a lot of passes, they're not really sure where to go with it, because when their guy is not open, their main guy is not open, what are they going to do? So I'm interested to see, one, how Father Judge continues to guard. The guard matchups is very important, I think, right now, but just also how they're going to manufacture offense for Geidinger. I think that's a big key.
And that's because Ben Nadal and Ben Rill are out with injuries. 35 points out of that they average out of the starting lineup of Central York, yet they're within 2 points of Father Judge. So here we go. Strap in, gang. To inbounds here is going to be Kavar Kennedy and Derek Morton Rivera, who really had a cold start, but really started to dial it in quarter number 2.
Yeah, Central York, and they were slow to start that clock. We'll do it again. Father Judge in white. Central York is in orange. And as you're looking at the scoreboard on the top left-hand corner of your screen, Father Judge is the home team, which is on the left, 33. To the visitors, Central York, 31. And I think we'll have a lot more lead changes the rest of the way. Now, I'm sure there's an official that can tell me this, but, why? Why go back to 7:56 and do that? Why not just start it again at 8? Take time off. That doesn't matter. Here we go.
That's for another day, I think, Bob.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Oh, my God. I thought I saw number 21, Anthony Lilly, take it out of his own player's hands on that play.
Actually, I think you're right.
I think he took it out of his own player's hands there, and it went over to Central York.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, too late for it. It seems more likely that it was Geidinger. Sure does.
Geidinger, though, to the basket. Wow, look at that floater. He's got the full repertoire, that's for sure.
So it looks like they've already changed up their defense.
Falling asleep is that you can't fall asleep there, especially when you've got number 21 Anthony Lilly just sending it in the lane.
Break that down, though, Dan. What are you seeing?
Well, I don't know if I would switch to a zone against this team with 2 or 3 really experienced guards. You have
Showtime
Kennedy, who he was second in the PCL last year in assists. So it's like, these guards know how to break down, especially an extended, it was kind of like a 1-3-1, 3-2 zone. So, I don't know if they're going to be in that for very long. That's my opinion.
Well, I tell you what, Laquan Bird really playing some tough defense, forces the steal, and that's, Nazir Tyler. Wow.
And what did they call there? It's a good basket, and then Geidinger is called for the foul. So that was effectively a screen here. I mean, a moving one probably.
It was a moving one, yeah, for sure.
And it's right there. And Geidinger trying to run through Tyler. So again, that could have gone against Tyler. Could have easily been a no call. Then the next question is timing, right? It was before the shot.
Yeah.
It's a difficult
I also think he was trying to get the refs. Geidinger was trying to get the refs' attention, like he was being fouled or he was, had a moving screen. So, I don't know if that played a role in it, but.
Well, in essence, this could be a 4-point play.
Big call.
Here he comes.
Bird. That's Tyler again. Back out to Morton Rivera.
Really moving the ball around here.
Nice one there by Tyler. No good.
I think that's probably the right result. I probably would have gone no call there, play on, and that's effectively what we got.
Yeah.
Sakanic hits the bottom of the basket. Oh, but a nice follow there. That's number 2, Brooklyn Nace. A travel. Nope, onto the line.
I really like about this. One thing I really like about the Central York team is they're getting the loose balls. They're not always getting the best shots on offense right now. Obviously missing their 2 lead guards, but they're getting layups because they're going after the loose ball.
They're trying to isolate Geidinger as well. Sakanic going to the basket. A little bit too strong. And a nice job inside there by Anthony Lilly to track that down. Here's Kennedy.
Over the back after that, too.
Morton Rivera, he wants it and got it. Back out to a 6-point advantage for Father Judge. Doug Lair. Quickly, that's Ryan Brown, no good. And throwing it away there was Father Judge, so Central York gets the ball back.
Yeah, this is a really important time for Central York, I feel like. And with that comes a couple substitutions to try to switch up the energy levels a little bit. I feel like right now they're not really getting the shots that they want, and Father Judge is. Let's see how they try to get some good shots here.
Oh, quickly. Look at that spin. Geidinger, a little bit too strong, though. Fighting in there's Pinckney. They're coming out with it. It's Kennedy. Oh, that's Bird. Yes, Laquan Bird. Nice spin move at the basket.
Tough guards, Dan.
Yeah, really tough guards. And they really know how to maneuver their body with contact.
Underneath, Pinckney all alone.
Oh, a down screen from the top of the key. Good cut to the basket and a better find.
It's great. That's you love to see, some movement and layups because of good screens.
The reverse by Kennedy that time.
Tough. We just keep saying it. Maybe an extra step or two there, but getting to the rim at will.
Pinckney.
Just keep moving. Just keep moving the ball.
Around the horn, that was tipped out of bounds, so Central York will retain possession.
I think a much needed and much deserved rest for Anthony Lilly there because he has been doing yeoman's work out there on the glass.
So Ryan Brown to inbounds. Geidinger quickly, got it! An important basket there.
And how do you put Greg Geidinger in positions to succeed? Well, don't let him have to, or don't make him, if you're Central York, have to get to that spot off the dribble.
Geidinger fighting inside there against Everett Barnes. Look at him spin to the basket. Oh, and he missed it. Oh, Bird all the way. Laquan Bird. And a timeout for Central York. Good timeout. 8-point advantage for Father Judge.
Yeah, these guards, I mean, we just keep talking about it over and over again. But, I mean, once they're out on the fast break, I don't think Central York has an answer for them.
Well, they just don't have the maturity out there, as you touched on in the backcourt to match up with those guys. That's for sure.
And it's elite finishing as well as being tough and being elusive and being quick off the bounce. It's big time. And this is one of those teams that could shock people in the Catholic League this year. Chris Roantree's third year. Interestingly enough, he and John Mosco have had conversations. As I mentioned, Roantree was on Mosco's staff at Archbishop Wood for many years, and the conversation has been, hey, how do you get over the top? And this is a friend, Roantree and Mosco. So yes, they're competing coaches in the league, but they care about each other. And John said, hey, I didn't do it until year 4. And that was with Colin Gillespie and guys like that, Andrew Funk. This is year 3 for Chris Roantree, and you're starting to see with some of these youngsters, Morton Rivera, Tyler, Kennedy is only a junior. I mean, that could be the backcourt that leads to a Palestra appearance next year, if not sooner.
And over the back there, number 10, Ryan Jackson. You know, for me, Father Judge, I think, you know, Everett Barnes, I think he's, you know, can be a difference maker if he can kind of get into that lineup.
No doubt. Good double there by Central York. Another
in the
one.
Corner, Morton Rivera, and just a good outlet there to Rocco Westfield. No good, but he gets his own rebound. Morton Rivera, they're just relentless. And a scrum on the floor. Who's got it? Wow, that's number 2, Brooklyn Nace. And he's fouled.
Well, and you'll see on this replay here that Barnes actually had 2 hands on it before anybody else. Heck of a play by Rocco Westfield being first on the floor. And then it's just ripped right out of the hands of Barnes.
Yeah, those are the turnover plays, though, that Central York is going to need to stay in this game.
So Ryan Brown now. Taking a look.
This place, by the way, is jammed. You got folks here ready for the next game. You got nearly a full house for this game, and there is nowhere to sit. Folks all around the entrance, 5, 6 deep.
How did he make that? Turned and fired a deep 3. Greg Geidinger to draw Central York to within 5. Bird, it gets it stolen by Geidinger, but Bird gets it back somehow, goes up strong, no good, oh, Morton Rivera the follow.
Yeah, you're right, Bob, just pointing out something that you had said before, their touch around the basket after they get contact is so impressive.
Whoa, in the face there, Brooklyn Nace.
This team does not go away.
Nope.
Everett Barnes went right at him. That's his new nickname. In your face, Brooklyn Nace.
I keep thinking you're going to tell me that he's Brooklyn native Brooklyn Nace. Dan, your turn.
I'm not going to weigh in on this one.
Just remember,
good call.
Yeah, probably.
Just remember, folks, this is game 5 of 6, so you know.
That's
starting to get a little loopy.
I think so.
Right?
Anyway, hey, listen, thanks for joining us here on Bob Long Sports. This is the 2023 version of the Diane Mosco Foundation Shootout. Another wonderful day of basketball. We got another great game right here.
And a good day of fundraising, too.
Yeah.
I mean, for a great cause. We talked about it in most of the games thus far here today. Diane Mosco is John Mosco's late wife. This is the 6th iteration of the Foundation Shootout in her memory. John Mosco, a tremendous man and a great family man. Diane was his biggest cheerleader and fan as he pursued his high school coaching career. Saw them win a Philadelphia Catholic League state final and then lost her life later that year to cancer. They've been running this tournament ever since in her honor to raise money.
Bird, look at that. Laquan Bird, boy, that was a set play. Just came in like a freight train from the side, from the wing. Nobody there, and puts it down.
Almost like a crusader.
All right, he jumped in, folks. Attaboy, Dan. Well, you know, in Central York, I get they're flashing up high with that zone to get pressure up by the logo, but they totally fell apart in the back there. There was nobody near Bird.
Oh, stolen away, and a good foul there by Geidinger. That was a nice steal by Kamar Kennedy.
They've done that a couple times here today.
Yeah, just got to be really crisp with these passes. Kind of a little floater there.
That's right. The pass has to be a lot more crisp there. And the other thing you can think about, and we've seen it a couple of times, Dan, is when these guards are so aggressive out on the perimeter, is it's dying for a back cut.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been open, and they have gotten a couple buckets from it. But even more to that, it's, you know, Geidinger can't just kind of let these passes go. The guards need help. He has to come straight to the ball. Meet the pass.
And a foul on Sekanic. Boy, he's been animated with those calls.
5th team foul. So into the bonus goes Father Judge here in the third quarter.
Boy, that's big. With a 7-point advantage. This final minute, they're in the bonus, so Central York going to have to really watch themselves. At the line, number 5, Kavir Kennedy. Look at how far back from the line he is.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I noticed that in the first half. Yep, see, there you go.
A little
Should've
short.
moved up a little bit. Sorry, Mr. Kennedy.
I was asked players, why don't you stand up on the line?
Really? You've talked about that with a lot of people?
With a few players. Why do you do? They say, well,
Well,
I
it
feel
could-
comfortable with that distance, I guess.
It could be a distance thing. It could also be like a slump thing. Like I remember Nick Van Exel changed how he shot. He shot it on the elbow when he played for the Lakers, and that was because he went on a really bad slump. And he ended up shooting like 80% for his career. So if he can do it, anyone can, I guess.
That's right.
All right, I think important Central York here gets some points out of this possession. Ryan Brown and a foul, but they have fouls to give.
Yep, doesn't hurt. Mike Browning.
Stops the clock, makes them restart the offense. So going to burn some time there. Ooh, boy. That's number 2, Brooklyn Nace.
There you go. Clear it out. Double coming on him.
Was a foul, but I like the idea.
Yep.
And they tried to isolate him here. They've got everybody on the other side of the court.
And Westfield knows exactly what they're doing.
And he double teams there. Ooh.
Yeah, I think if that right arm doesn't come down, Dan, Geidinger is just going to lose the ball by running into him there. Did not need the swat, which is the reason for the call.
Yeah.
Correct. He may not have fouled him, but it was the action that caught the foul.
Oh, and I think he got him with the swat, too.
Geidinger, nice move to the basket. So some pressure here for Central York coming down the stretch. Laquan Bird. Around the horn, that's Browning into Morton Rivera. He got fouled. You could see that one. He got him on the arm.
What an offensive set, Dan. Walk us through this one.
Yeah, it's one thing that the Crusaders are doing right today is attacking closeouts, and you see that there. Geidinger trying to come out on them, and these guys are attacking the lead foot, and it's putting guys like Geidinger and people that he's obviously the main offensive threat, so he might be tired, and when you come out with a lazy closeout and these guys are ready to attack.
And I like the off-ball movement from Derek Morton Rivera as well. Get to that soft spot in that painted area, and a good find from Browning.
So Morton Rivera here now misses that one. Yeah, I thought that was off Pinkney as well. The official kind of had to get some reinforcement from the outside. Now we're getting the starters back in there. So good situational substitution there by Coach Roundtree.
Could be and could turn into a big missed defensive rebound. If Father Judge can make them pay, let's see what Chris Rowntree does with a baseline out of bounds. 7 seconds to go.
There he is.
Oh, just a beautiful, beautiful job there screening out by number 21, Anthony Lilly.
So it's interesting. I think, and it doesn't matter, they're in the bonus either way. This call could have come right there. I mean, he's wrapped around. You see, one arm is right on the number in front. So maybe they didn't love the call up top, but that's a foul.
Yeah, really nice set out of the baseline out of bounds, though. And all the little things. It's, you know, it's the guards getting position so that the ball can get inbounded, and then you seal your man and get a wide open layup or a foul called.
And more situational substitutions for Coach Rowntree. Just making sure that his starters don't get any cheap fouls here in the last 4.6 seconds. Good move. Lilly now. Misses that, but looks like it is going to go over to Central York. I don't know how he's going to take the ball out of bounds. There's no room because of all the fans.
Seriously, there's no baseball pass to do there. Trying to cock that right arm back. It's going to be tough.
Ryan Jackson to inbounds. Quickly, that was
Love
Brooklyn
that.
Nace.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, I mean, no reason why not to foul. You have fouls to give. Now only 1.5 seconds to go.
Now you have to play it out.
So Brooklyn Nace, they're looking for anybody. Inbounds here, that's Ryan Brown, no good.
I think it was going in.
That's right. Just for that pesky ceiling.
55-47 as we end 3 quarters of the 5th game of the 2023 Diane Mosco Foundation Shootout. Bruce Badgley, Bob Long, Dan Green here at Archbishop Wood High School.
And Brady Joyce on the camera. Can't forget him.
Yeah, can't forget Brady.
Don't forget about him.
The man.
You know, we got to get him, like, at least just a set of headphones so he can hear the broadcast.
He's been offered. He can hear me just fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He's got a set of headphones with his name on it if he ever wants them. But
you want water?
I'm good. I think I'm good.
They are taking care of us, by the way. And I know. Don't worry about it, Dan. It came through on the broadcast. No problem. Why don't we use that segue as an opportunity to tell everyone how great of a host Archbishop Wood has been. Sue O'Neill, the AD here. John Mosco, of course, the head coach of Archbishop Wood. He's got business to attend to. He's got a game starting, I don't know, in a half an hour or so at best. But this crew and the athletic staff here at Archbishop Wood, it's almost like we have a liaison who anytime we need something, and even when we don't, they're coming up to make sure that we have what we need: water, power, the internet connection, so that we have a seamless upload for you all to be able to watch. It's a first-class operation here from Archbishop Wood High School in Warminster. And I wanted to make sure everybody watching the broadcast knows that. But 4th quarter, 8-point lead for Father Judge. I stand by what I've said after each quarter. It's still going to the wire, guys.
Yeah, and Kennedy just got away with a double dribble.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone hit it out of his hands. He stepped through and kind of just started his dribble again.
Yeah, and the Central York bench let the referees know that too. So inbounds here, that's Laquan Bird has just played tremendous here in the second half. Going right to the basket. Morton Rivera. Oh! That was a great job there on defense by Brooklyn Nace. And now Central York, an important possession here to get back in this. Deep one, Ryan Brown's no good.
Oh my goodness,
Look
Lilly.
out. Anthony Lilly.
We need to go back and see this again because Lilly loses his shoe. That's him right there, losing the shoe. So he's not defending the play. Use it as a little bit of a cherry pick. Now I'm going down the floor. Great find, and we'll take you back to live action now.
I think that's going to be on the post-game highlights somehow. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but I saw a lot of things today I've never seen before in basketball games, that's for sure. So here's Central York working it around. Nice drive there by number 11, Doug Lair, but Bird all the way for the basket. Laquan Bird, he's been unstoppable on the break.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for some of these teams in the Philadelphia Catholic League. You got to stop the ball. You can't turn the ball over in live ball situations. This team will make you pay.
Brooklyn Nace in your face.
There it is. Sticking with it.
That's great.
Big basket. And a steal. Geidinger, 3-on-1. Back to Geidinger. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice patience there on the break.
Waited to that defender to commit and laid it in. Down to a 7-point lead. And that one's no good, but Morton Rivera cleans it up.
Yeah, and there's where that zone really sets you at a disadvantage. You know, they actually got probably the shot that they wanted the offense to take, but unfortunately there's two guys down low, and they're not very big as it is. So
Central York is not. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there goes the offensive rebound.
No, you nailed it. And I'll say this. That's also the reason, everything you said on the first half of that, Dan, is why Chris Rowntree called timeout, because now that's the second possession in a row where they were kind of lulled into Central York's defensive trap, the idea of what they wanted to do. And Father Judge did not get the type of look that they've been getting all contest long. And this timeout is to reiterate that message that, hey, listen, the way we lose this game, two ways: turn the ball over and not take the shots that we need to be taking. There's no shot clock. You can make sure that it's a Laquan Bird, a Kavar Kennedy, a Derek Morton Rivera taking the shot, and that's no disrespect to anyone else on the floor there, but that those are your leaders. Those are the guys that are going to take the high percentage looks, and those are the guys that if you're going to go down, you're okay going down with those guys taking the offensive chances.
Yeah.
No, you're exactly right, Bob. You got to go with who brung you, and be patient. I mean, you don't necessarily need to play at a breakneck pace there, but a sense of urgency for Central York. Down 9 here. Doug Lair.
Geidinger has a mismatch.
In the lane, back outside. Here's Ryan Brown. Going to the basket, number 10 there, Ryan Jackson. Getting into the act.
Good finish.
Great finish, and you will live with that if you're Father Judge, someone that hasn't taken too many shots, but, you know, great finish nonetheless.
He's got the baseline, and that means trouble.
Yep.
And that means Laquan Bird that time.
All set up by the penetration.
Yeah.
And no good there by Lair. And who's got it? Oh, my. And a kick. So Central York.
So I haven't seen many of this call. I think it might be the right one. That's a kick ball where Browning is the one that has possession, right? So there you go. Here's that, and there's your kick.
Right. Good job by the official picking that up. A lot of traffic.
Usually a kick ball is by someone that doesn't have possession of it.
Well, what's that supposed to be, Bob? Oh, Geidinger, the spin, no good. That's Max Mashinsky with a big board.
If you were asking me what it means, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Usually it's a defender kicking the ball.
Kennedy, wow. Boy, everybody contributing now for Father Judge.
Still plenty of time here for Central York.
Sakanic going to the basket again. He's relentless. He hasn't been very successful with that one. Very good. Back to 9 points.
That's a good place to double Browning.
It is.
Yep, and he picked up the personal foul. He had lost the ball and kind of reached out the arm and fouled Geidinger.
And that was a smart move by Central York going after Mashinsky, who's not a starter. So quickly, substitution there for Father Judge, getting Mashinsky out of the game. And here's Ryan Brown now. Quickly over to Nace, but not in your face that time.
It'll stay Central York basketball.
Good hustle there on the floor by Anthony Lilly. He's played a whale of a second half. He comes out in favor of Everett Barnes. Okay, they got a couple of bangers in there between Barnes and Lilly.
Yeah. Kennedy's done a nice job on guiding Geidinger in the second half. I noticed they switch up on him.
Look at that.
You know, he's still getting shots up, but
they've got to come down with that rebound when they get their hands on it. And a good tip back. He's wide open here. It's number 0, Ryan Brown, and a block from behind there.
There's your backboard call again.
Yep, that's right. Can't call that basket interference in high school basketball.
Morton Rivera, who had the block, doesn't come down with the shot, but Geidinger the rebound.
And gosh, Central York is right here, aren't they, Dan? I mean, they've had a couple of really good looks. Just got to cash in.
Ryan Brown, no good.
Yeah.
Good track down there by Ryan Jackson. That's Brooklyn Nace.
The way this game is kind of coming to an end here, it actually favors Central York, in my opinion, where, you know, they're getting these guys on the Crusaders to shoot threes, shoot contested shots.
Oh, he double clutched there.
Which is exactly what they want.
Kennedy, Morton, and he throws it away.
Yeah, that was going for the alley-oop.
Yeah.
Sakanic.
Here we go.
Got to get a good look
Brooklyn
this possession.
Nace, look at here in your face. Everett Barnes. Oh, my.
I'm telling you, it's just, you can see the way the game is flowing. Central York is right there in this game. They have the momentum squarely on your side. Dan, I think you nailed it in terms of the pace of the game. That's going to hurt, though.
Yeah, it's not pretty, but this is the way they want to play right now.
You got to take a little time.
Same thing.
But a nice rebound there by Laquan Bird, and he smartly brings it back out.
Yep.
Nace on Laquan Bird. They wanted the 5-second call.
Oh, I want to see this again. I want to see this again. They're getting after it here. So Chris Rowntree calls for timeout.
Yeah,
right there.
Right, but you can't do that once he's gone past 4. Once he's gone past 4, which he did, he's not supposed to allow the timeout.
Interesting.
And that's what I think, you know, Coach Hoke was kind of looking at the official at. So, anyway.
That's a new one for me, quite frankly.
What?
I was not aware of that. Dan, were you aware of that? Not to put you on
once you get past 4 on a 5 count, you can't call timeout.
Is that for out of bounds plays
I
as
think
well
it's
as
for
live action?
I think it's for all of it.
All right.
And he was at 4?
I think
it
so.
sure looked like 4. I mean, he put his arm out there and didn't blow the whistle, so it had to be at 4.
I'm going to need to.
We'll have to ask
I'm going to need to verify that somewhere. Not that I don't trust you. It's just I've never heard that before. Very interesting.
And I think the same is at a back court. After you reach 9, you can't call timeout.
It's a whole new world. Laquan Bird, that's a huge 3.
It was a huge 3. And boy, the official granting that timeout was big. Nace no good. Oh, Geidinger block! Beautiful block by Everett Barnes, showing his presence on the inside.
We got a hurt player back behind the play. They're not stopping it. Barnes won't finish. Kennedy, he's fouled.
And Barnes, when he pulled the basket down, actually knocked his shot out of the basket.
Yeah, Sakanic is hurt. Back behind the play.
Trying to get the referee's attention here. It's a very loud gym.
Yeah, he got elbowed in the mouth. He's got a lot of blood there.
And they didn't stop the play.
Yeah, that's a tough one there where, you know, Father Judge was clearly attacking on all cylinders, and they were right under the basket. with full advantage. So that's a tough one to stop, I would say.
I agree. The only thing is if there's an immediate and present danger to Sakanik and, you know, bleeding up and down the court maybe would be reason for that. But again, a tough play, and quite frankly, allowed Jim, you nailed it, Bruce. They're focused on calling the play down the floor. Just puts everybody in a tough spot. They're going to take a look at Sakanik now. Great game. Really has been a great game, and Central York can still come back, but Dan, I think the time was they were down 5. They had a free throw. They missed that free throw. They got to stop on their next possession, and they haven't been able to cash in and really peel back since that first quarter lead that they had.
Yeah, and I still do think that the past couple of shots that Father Judge has attempted is what Central York wanted. You know, corner 3. You can kind of live with that. You almost have to live with that at this point in the game. But, you know, he cashed it, so that's what happens. You have to live with it, and here we are, 8 points down with 1:42 to go.
So as we get our bearings here, looks like they're getting the blood.
Yeah, just wiping that up and taking care of Sakanik, which is good. Bruce, from the guy calling these games, this particular contest, each of the last 2 years, you would agree that both of these teams are better than they were last year?
Oh, absolutely. I think Father Judge, with their depth, I tell you what, they're clearly not a one-trick pony. They can provide scoring and got inside presence with depth.
Still taking a look and still taking care of the floor here. .142 to go. A quick primer for our next game. The champions from the state of Delaware, Salesianum, take on the home Archbishop Wood Vikings. Should be a packed house here for this one. We're so excited and appreciative for John Mosco and the team to have us out, showcase their events, and hopefully we're doing that for you, John, Sue, and everyone else affiliated with Archbishop Wood.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, you know, how many fans had tuned in. I mean, obviously, we've done the Where Ya At. And
Where Ya At, of course, is let us know where you're watching the game from. First off, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, we're going to be broadcasting Philadelphia area basketball all year long. A lot of Philadelphia Catholic League stuff. Some District 1 action where we can. So make sure to subscribe if you have not already, and then let us know where you're watching the game at. Comment on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at Bob Long Sports. And we're also trying to get into the Instagram game. I know, too old for that. But, yeah.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to get in there, too, and it's just, yeah.
But I enjoy it, and we'll post all our post-game interviews and such on Instagram, and folks seem to enjoy that. So the novice that I am, follow us at Bob Long Sports on all the social media platforms.
I did not know you were getting involved in Instagram.
How about that?
I had no idea.
So at the line, number 24 for Father Judge, our player not appearing on our roster.
Come on now, Bruce. Let's follow along here. Kavar Kennedy, remember? Had blood on the uni.
Okay.
He just changed it out.
Just changed it up. Just like 2 minutes ago.
Oh, we have fun here, don't we?
We really do. Sometimes at your expense, but it's only because we love you.
Oh, stolen away. Morton Rivera, showtime. Yes.
And that should just about do it. Morton Rivera was awesome, particularly in the first half. Good way to end it.
Yeah, they just need to hold the ball. That's number 0, Rocco Westfield.
There he goes.
Bird, a little Euro step action, but still got the foul.
Chase says hello, watching from Delaware, and Kyle watching from Lancaster, which he also terms Bruce's country. That's you, buddy.
Hey, Kyle, thanks, man. Appreciate the shout out.
We also have a Bruce Emsweiler, who's a very loyal listener, who hails from Lancaster also.
Yeah, no, Bruce is
land of the Bruces.
Yeah, Bruce listens to Fresh Set of Downs.
Love that.
He even told us the other night at the show, Bob being, on the football show where they're Fresh Set of Downs, he said he even he asked for to excuse him because he had to leave watching the broadcast live. Thanks, Bruce. Appreciate your support, my friend, throughout the years.
Well, largest lead for Father Judge. Score will not indicate what type of game this was. This was a game down to the final minute. We think back to when it was 65-60 and that missed free throw we talked about. Central York hasn't scored. Derek Morton has added on since, and it's a 15-point lead.
Yeah, and there's nothing to hang their head about Central York. Obviously being shorthanded here. They don't want that as an excuse.
Yeah, 3 minutes ago, this was maybe 4 minutes ago, this was a 5-point game.
This was anybody's game.
Yep.
Yeah, 60, I believe it was 60-65.
Yeah, that's right.
And they hit a corner three, and that kind of sealed it.
Right, that corner three off the inbounds. Look at that runner, no good. Oh, Sakanik tried to get in there, and he got fouled, I believe, by Barnes.
June says hello from Kennewick, Washington, by the way.
Kennewick, Washington.
Just had to throw that one in there before we go off air.
Still early for them out there.
Yeah, right? So the afternoon matinee between Archbishop Wood and Salesianum is next.
So Saxton Sakanik, who went out bloody just a few minutes ago here. Our buddy Bob Long will be down on the court with his patented post-game interview.
Absolutely. A lot of good options. I think it's going to be one or two guys from this backcourt, though, from Father Judge.
Everett Barnes tries to jam it. He's not had a lot of success this quarter. But Central York here, that's Ryan Brown, and no good, and that does it. 77-61. And, as you were touching on there, Dan, I mean, this was anybody's game till 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, sure. I think we talked about it a little bit before the game and at halftime. I think Central York kind of just ran out of gas there. They kept kind of lobbing the ball up cross court. Their guards couldn't really hang on to the ball. And it was just, Father Judge getting into the passing lanes and getting out on the break. And that's where they were really strong today. I think Bob will probably interview one of these guys, Kavar Kennedy, was really able to get on the break, make good decisions.
Hey, I tell you what, you guys are popular guys. So I can see why. And Chris, your head coach, excited for both of you guys. Let's start with you, Kavar. So, special game for you last year. And the way that one ended, this one you didn't need a game winner, but what went well out there for you?
We knew that they wanted this win because we won last year, so we just put the gas on them. That was it.
You did put the gas on them, and Laquan, you guys, tough guards. We kept saying that on the air. Father Judge have tough guards, and you're as tough as any of them. Getting to the basket and finishing in traffic. What makes you guys so good in that regard?
What makes us good, we just play together as a team, and once we lock in on defense, ain't really much to say after that, after we lock in on defense.
We wanted to talk to you, speaking of defense, because you had to line up against Geidinger, giving up some inches, and he's extremely skilled, but once you did change up the defense and you were on him, it was really tough for Geidinger to be successful. So what was the difference for you, and what made you successful in a defensive assignment like that?
Well, because when I was small, I grew, and I used to play with my dad, and they was bigger than me, so I had to learn how to
find ways to get around them and get the ball, and it just worked out.
And what are some of those things specifically that you learned? How did you learn how to play as a diminutive guy going against a big?
You got to be physical. You always got to play with heart, always.
And then, Laquan, for you guys, I mean, this is the start of a season where Father Judge, third year for Chris, senior year for you. You guys are one of those teams that folks are talking about in the league now that can make a deep run. What's it going to take for that to happen?
Just us to lock in on defense, play as a team, and just play together as a team. That's all.
Guys, appreciate the time. Enjoy the win and keep up the good work. Take care, guys. Laquan Bird, Kavar Kennedy. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Bruce Badgley, Dan Green here. I'll tell you, just a whale of a ball game, as Bob alluded to. The final score doesn't indicate really how close this game was and how it was a real battle for Father Judge to come out on top, right, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely, and I do think the better team won, at least in terms of who was on the court, the personnel. But yeah, these guards, this kind of three-headed monster on Father Judge is going to be, they're really good now, and they're going to be really good going forward as the season progresses onward.
Game 6 coming up, Archbishop Wood versus Salesianum. Thanks for watching here on Bob Long Sports. We'll see you in a couple minutes.